The third floor emerged beyond the shattered stone steps, like a land forsaken within the castle's very heart. Towering walls draped in black moss, a ceiling split open as if struck by a divine blow. Cold light seeped through jagged cracks, spilling across a floor mottled with dried blood and ash, casting a pallid glow like the fog of memory. The air was not silent. It was heavy, as though every word, every scream of the past still hung suspended, refusing to fade. He slowed his pace. The rusted sword dragged a faint scar across the stone, the iron shield on his left arm chipped and battered, yet still the last barrier between him and fate. Within his chest, something stirred. Not emotion, but transformation. A strange pulse, like a taut string ready to snap. Beside him, she moved like a pale phantom. Her gown, stained with gray dust and dried blood, bore the creases of countless battles. White hair spilled over her shoulders, crimson eyes as cold as ever. Yet when the door to the study loomed ahead, her gaze flickered with sorrow, a fracture in the ice. She turned away, as if afraid he might glimpse what once belonged to her. The study, once the nerve of power, now lay as the grave of a bygone glory. Stone walls soared, carved with ancient reliefs, now cracked and blotched with blood. A massive ebony desk lay split in two, half charred, half buried in ash and shredded paper swirling in the chill wind from the abyss yawning at the room's core. Above, a shattered chandelier scattered shards like dead stars. Beneath, the floor edged with royal sigils lay torn by gashes of steel, footprints and blood, as if this had been the last battlefield of a great age. At the center knelt the castle's master, a monument surviving the storm. A colossal sword speared the fractured stone, its weathered blade radiating a pressure that froze the air. Before him yawned a pit without end, as if plunging into the buried truth. He wore the remnants of royal armor, plates scorched and warped, yet on his left breast still gleamed the crest. A phoenix coiled around the sword, wings spread wide, a symbol once revered, now a curse that could not be erased. A lion's head crowned his form, white mane streaming in the wind, eyes blazing crimson like boiling blood. He did not look at them as foes, but as heirs, as if their arrival was the final verse of an ancient rite. His voice rolled forth, deep and timeless, tolling like a bell from centuries past. Are you ready to claim the trial? The air held its breath. She stepped back, crimson gaze locking on him. A flicker of old pain surfacing like an unhealed wound, then vanishing behind her mask of frost. He strode forward, rusted blade raised, iron shield braced. No words. Only action. The roar erupted like thunder in stone. The lord rose, armor joints clanging like funeral bells. His colossal sword tore free, dragging a cyclone of force that coiled around him. Each step shook the floor, dust spiraling as if the chamber bowed to an ancient wrath. He charged, rusted steel slashing, a burst of sparks as it met royal blade. The iron shield caught a blow like lightning. The shock hurled him back, knees striking stone, yet his eyes never left the foe. She swept in like a white tempest. Silver rapier flared, hilt blazing with a gem red as living blood. She danced past, carving a slender wound in the armor. Her curved dagger flashed, a weapon meant for endings. The lion knight spun, mane whipping like fire, eyes burning crimson. His blade carved a shockwave that ripped the air, flinging them like shards in a storm. The battle raged, a symphony of steel, blood, and fate. He rose, lunging anew, each strike a vow unspoken, each shield block a memory guarded. But his body began to change. Blood sang like a string stretched to breaking, then snapped. Black roots writhed beneath his skin, creeping from wrist to shoulder, a curse awakening. The lion knight faltered for a breath. His gaze shifted, not to an intruder, but to a living fragment of memory, returned to reclaim what was buried. In those crimson eyes glimmered recognition, not of victory or defeat, but of destiny's relentless chain. She saw it. Her eyes flared with grief, but she did not stop. She fought as if for the last time, as if every thrust was a farewell unsaid, a verdict upon the past. The lion knight raised his blade, roaring one final time, a cry no longer of fury, but of parting. His strike fell, crimson light detonating, the abyss quaking as if summoning forgotten souls. He surged, rusted sword plunging deep into the left breast, through the phoenix crest. A roar split the void, not of a vanquished foe, but of a keeper surrendering his flame. She darted in, silver rapier piercing his form, curved dagger sealing the end. A swift, merciless thrust, bereft of hate, born only of necessity. The lion knight collapsed, not as a fallen enemy, but as a warrior who fulfilled his last vow. Royal armor fractured, the phoenix sigil dimmed, and his final breath scattered like a blessing for those who endured. Silence claimed the chamber. Only the rasp of breath, the drip of blood, and the abyss's shadow, whispering that power, no matter how great, must perish. Yet honor lingers in the memory of the living. He knelt, body trembling, black roots crawling to his throat, vision blurring in a crimson haze. None spoke. But behind him, her eyes burned, laden with grief, conflict, and words that would never be